What up, YouTube? It's your boy Double M, and I'm coming back at you with yet another sketch and rant. Now, some of y'all might be wondering what a sketch and rant is. What exactly goes down in this supposed sketch and rant? Now, in a sketch and rant, there's a specific topic. What I do is I rant or talk or discuss about that topic, or just have a little explanation, my viewpoint, or whatever topic it is. And in the back, I'll be drawing, sketching, painting, anything that will most of the time have similarity, will be related to the topic inside the sketch and rant. Most of the time, I'll be the one coming up with the topic. I'll be the one choosing what to talk about on a sketch and rant. But you are able to give suggestions. You are able to drop suggestions in the comment section for the next sketch and rant. And if there is one that really is interesting, if there's one that I would like to talk about, I can talk about it in the next sketch and rant. Now that we got the description of a sketch and rant out of the way, there's a few things I want to say before we get to the actual topic of the sketch and rant. First thing, I want to say thank you because we have finally hit 300 subscribers. I just want to say thank you, and I am forever grateful knowing that there are more than 300 people watching this, actually waiting, because I haven't been uploading that often. Even that fact, waiting and watching for these YouTube videos. I'm forever grateful for that. Now obviously the next goal is 400, and maybe after 500 I can consider sliding in some subscriber special somewhere, like maybe some 600 subscriber special or 1k subscriber special. Yeah, it's just plans that are sitting on the drawing board currently. The next goal, 400. Once again, I'm thankful and forever grateful. Another thing I want to say is this will be the last video that I post for a while. That time has come. Exams are around the corner, and your boy needs to put in the remaining focus in studying for these exams. So these exams I'm really trying to put in all I can for these exams. So I have to stop uploading for a while. Usually I've been uploading every month because I already had to start studying, but I didn't want to put YouTube completely off for the side until now. So I've been uploading every month. But now I completely have to stop for a while. The next video is not going to come in a month's time, and I'm also trying to not make it come in 2 months' time. You're going to expect it right in between, somewhere in December. I don't want to make any promises, but somewhere in December the next video is going to come out. So once again, I'm going to have to pause YouTube for a while, focus on these exams, get them out of the way, so that I can put the focus on YouTube that it very much deserves. And finally, a few things I want to say before we get started. I want to suggest dropping that like button and hitting that subscribe button if you have not, to join the Double Empire. Yes, I won't be uploading, but you can still be watching the other videos from the Double Empire. Tutorials, art challenges, other things, even these cringy animations. You can check them after you finish this sketch and rant. You can even check the previous sketch and rant. You can even check out my outfit redraws. You can check out my IG and my Twitter. That's where I post most of the artwork that doesn't come on YouTube. YouTube will mostly have the tutorials and the art challenges and the info and the what and the tips and all that. But Instagram and Twitter, that's where I focus on creating specific artworks and all. What I also want to add is, even though I'm busy with exams now, even though I won't be uploading, I'll still be able to do commissions. If you're sitting there behind the screen and you want something drawn, it can be a simple profile picture for whatever profile you want to, your email, whatever it is, or if it's a full-on illustration for a book or something, hit me up and I will help you out. My commission sheet is on my Instagram and Twitter, but it's easier to get the information on my Instagram. So I suggest following the Instagram. If you have any commission ideas, hit me up and I will help you out. And without further ado, let's get to our supposed sketch and rant. So I hope you're comfortable. I hope you have something busy as you're listening. I suggest getting something to be busy with as you listen to this sketch and rant. You can even be drawing as you listen to this sketch and rant. Doodling doesn't have to be anything good looking or whatever, just doodling, doing something as you listen to this sketch and rant. I suggest doing that just as long as you listen, whatever it is, as long as you're listening to the sketch and rant. Now, topic of this sketch and rant: self-mastery. What I understand from that is inherently being a master of yourself. as obvious as it sounds. Master of the mind, master of the body. It's a mixture of different things. You practice self-improvement, you have self-control, you have self-discipline. You basically know how and what to do in different life situations. Now see, I'm trying to talk from a perspective that doesn't make me look like I know what I'm talking about, because I definitely do not know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to explain the general idea of what I have right now. General idea of what self-mastery is. If someone was to talk to me about self-mastery, what's coming to mind is what I'm telling you right now. Part of what I'm telling you right now is also from a little research that I made before I decided to talk about this sketching, because I didn't want to have the topic as it is right now and just start talking off, because I didn't really know that much of the topic. I didn't really know that much of self-mastery in full definition. I just wanted to get a little bit of research, come up with my definition, although I'm not 100% sure it's the right definition. Take this information that I'm giving you right now with a grain of salt. Just see it as this is Double M's perspective, alright? Don't think that I'm the right one. Do exactly what I did. Think about the topic, do your research, and come up with your own definition and whatnot. Alright, now that I have covered the definition of what I think self-mastery is, I want to cover why I've been thinking about self-mastery. You see, self-mastery, going off the definition, is basically knowing what to do in different situations. Now, why you want to focus on self-mastery? You might be asking that. I've been asking that once when I was busy with the research, and I came up with, and I was thinking like, you have life, right? You are living life. You either have a specific goal that you are trying to achieve, you're either just living, you're either just thriving, surviving, whatever it is. You are doing something in this life. You are living life. Now, life, everybody knows everybody knows it's a big, right? It's gonna do everything to knock you down. It's gonna punch you, kick you, everything to knock you down. Sometimes I feel like life is especially set out against you. There are some instances where like life is golden, but then there are other instances that really make you think like someone is really out to get you, but you don't really see the person that's out to get you. Then you come up with, oh, it's just life, because life is a big. Now you're just basically living life, whatever it is you're doing, set out to a goal or just surviving, thriving, and life is out to knock you. Life is out to knock you out of your course. Not saying that you must have a course, but like life is basically against you. Now let's say something bad happens. What I think, without self-mastery, you won't know how to properly handle the situation. Not saying that you have to handle the situation by yourself. Those around you can help you out, but if you don't inherently have an idea, or if you don't know how to handle the situation, you could change in a bad way, or it could really like cause some heavy damage that could have been handled properly before. But now that you don't, this is what I think, but now that you don't have that self-mastery or a certain degree of it, things will turn out worse than they could have been. Let me try to give an example so you can see what I'm trying to say, so you can sort of understand what I'm trying to say. Say, for example, you're being peer pressured into doing something that you think is bad, right? Before you were in contact with people that do the thing that you are currently being peer pressured into, you had this idea of, no, this thing is bad, I'm not going to do it. Now, you are in that situation where you're being peer pressured into it. Before this situation happened, you had an idea of it being bad. Now, this peer pressure is really pressurizing you into doing it. Then you start doing it, and then you cannot stop doing it. It has some negative effects, and then later on in your life, these effects catch up with you, and it changes your life, sometimes drastically, or depending on how late you handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? With self-mastery, you will be exposed to these type of situations, and you will be peer pressured, yes, but I feel like with self-mastery, you will have an idea of what is really good. You will know how to limit yourself. You will know how to limit your exposure to these things. You will know how to handle these different situations. You will know how to, you will basically know how to handle a situation like this with self-mastery whenever it would come up. It's like you have control over your body and your mind so that you can decide the outcome. Whatever situation it is, you have control over your mind and body. Not to repeat myself, but I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Now, let me tie into the reason why I've been mainly talking about people having this purpose or this life goal. What I believe that humans are inherently vectors. Now, you're looking at me again. What are vectors? It's basically a scientific term, right? In physical science specifically, you have these things called scalars and vectors. Now, a scalar is something that has magnitude, something that has size. So it will be speed, or a scalar would be a speed, or would be distance, or something like that. Now, a vector is something that something that has magnitude, something that has size, but also has direction. It's something of that size being applied into a specific direction. Now, there will come velocity, there will come acceleration, there will come force, there will come weight. Without trying to confuse you even more, a scalar just has size, a scalar just has its magnitude, but a vector has its magnitude, has its size specifically applied in one direction. Now, why I compare humans to being vectors is because we have potential. That potential is what I call the magnitude inside a human, right? Now, the direction they're applying it into makes the humans vectors. They are using their potential and applying it into something that they enjoy. You have potential to be a soccer player, you're using that magnitude, that potential, and applying it into the whole idea of playing soccer playing, piano playing, science, whatever it is. You have the potential, and you can decide which direction you apply that potential into. You get what I'm saying? Now, where self-mastery comes in, self-mastery makes sure that you are not deterred too much. Because in life, yes, even with self-mastery, you encounter a situation, you are going to think of life in a different way. Now, if you don't have self-mastery at all, things that are happening in life, even the smallest things, can just change your perspective of life the wildest ways, from one perspective to a totally different perspective. What I think self mastery does is it helps you stay in one perspective or in similar ones that will either stay the same or will be better than the one that you thought was the right one recently. Like, you will have a way of thinking, a perspective of life. Something happens and then you're like, oh damn, oh damn. But then your perspective of life changes in a way. It may be in a good way, or maybe in a bad way. What I'm just trying to say is self-mastery helps keep you where you're trying to go. When you've mastered your body, when you've mastered your mind and how to think and how to act, and you are applying this magnitude that you have as a person into a specific direction, into a specific point, I think that this can really bring out the best in a single person. Now, after coming up with my own definition, what I think self mastery is, I wanted to try and see how one could incorporate self mastery in their life. I was thinking to myself, what are the steps one could take to master themselves, to master their mind, to master their body, to master their state of self, to master everything, their whole self mastery. How could you tackle this issue? What I think the first step is or what I did research on, what I found out, apparently the first step, not the first step, but one of the steps, I might be wrong here, but one of the steps is to live life without attachment. Don't be too attached to whatever happens or whatever situation happens in your life. See it as a learning experience. It apparently is to see that situation that you are in as a learning experience. Otherwise, this is what I think. Otherwise, if you are too attached and that situation or whatever happens inside that situation passes, you feel like there's something missing in you. You feel like you are incomplete. You feel like you also feel like you become dependent on that situation that passed. I don't know why I'm sounding like I know what I'm talking about, but I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is just from an observational point of view. This is just from an observational point of view. Maybe in the future I can talk from a experience point of view. Nonetheless, it's not that I disagree with what I just said, because if you think about it, don't get too attached. See things as coming and going, learning experiences and all that. Another thing to do is to live in a natural state. This sort of is similar to the previous step, but when you're living in a natural state, you you are calm, there is hardly any emotion. Say for example something happens and you're angry and you make the decisions when you're angry, which is something bad to do. What I learned, this is what I learned. What I learned is to never make a decision when you are too much of a specific emotion. When you're too sad, don't make this decision. Then when you are in your calm self, you start thinking, yo, this is not the right decision. When you're too happy, when you're too excited, or when you're too angry, this is one thing that I have learned. To make whatever decision that you are to make whatever decision you are making. Does that make sense? To make whatever decision you have from a calm state of mind, so that you really think of the good things that need to be done, that really think of the pros and the cons. And speaking from experience, when you make the decision of a hype emotion, when you're too much of a specific emotion, and then later in a few days, or even on the same day, when you've calmed down a little bit, that decision you just made, you start regretting it. Or I have regretted. I didn't like the decision that I made a few days, or on that same day, earlier on that same day. My English, excuse me. Now, another thing to consider on learning how to master yourself, how to master the body and the mind, self-mastery and all that, is trying out new skills, trying out new things, which also ties into my previous sketch and rant. Anyway, when you try out new skills, you challenge your body to try out new things, you upgrade your body so that when situations come that are similar to what you've been trying out, your body or your mind knows what to do. Obviously, for your body, start exercising, start doing cardio, weightlifting, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you have in mind. Now, for the mind itself, that you can do different things. You can try different skills, learn different languages, different instruments, everything. It's almost that quote-unquote break it down and build it back up type of mentality, you know. And yeah, if you were to ask me, hey yo, double M sketches, self-mastery, what do you think? Yeah, this is my viewpoint on self-mastery, everything behind it, and what one can do to start mastering themselves. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is put our potential in a specific direction and guarantee our best selves. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. Make sure to drop a like and drop a few key points that you would also want to say, a few points that you would also want to share on self-mastery itself. We can have a discussion down in the comments. But while you're down there, remember, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you have not. You can check out my other sketch and rant. I basically talk about trying out new things, new talents that you would want to do, new talents that you've been thinking about but you've been holding back for some reason. Remember, these videos that I'm making, these sketch and rants, majority of them, especially this one and the previous one, they're not going to be from an expert's point of view. That's why I really suggest, if you have your own key points, if you have your own points that you would want to express, if you have anything that you think that I said wrong, or anything that you think I said right and you want to share on that, just hit me up in the comment section and we can have a discussion. We're trying to have these discussions as members of the Double Empire. We don't only do drawing tutorials and challenges. Nah. We also do these type of discussions. Don't be shy. Share your viewpoint. What I also suggest is watching my other videos, my tutorials, challenges, also my other videos on how to think and how to draw and whatnot, thinking, basic ways on thinking when drawing, especially this one. Alright, make sure to check out my IG and my Twitter. The links are waiting for you. Yes, they've been waiting for you. Down in the description. God bless. And until next time, hope you enjoyed the Ang painting. I decided to do another painting. Double M out.